I'm a little behind on the times. In fact, going on 10 days behind on the times. But I was busy with a bunch of work things, and then I've been kind of a little, unfortunately, under the weather. So if you see skips and things throughout this, it's because I'm trying not to cough my brains out. Welcome to Vensire Studios. Let's get this started. As usual, I'm going to have chapters linked in the description section below, or you can just jump around in the, Seek tab on where you want to go to see these videos. This will be primarily broken up into 4 different sections. First, I'm just going to discuss things about with Linus, then with Elijah, and then with Luke. And then finishing it off with my own kind of final thoughts over it in general. But yeah, if you haven't caught the first video, you could find that in the card up above, or also in the description section probably as well. And with that out of the way, let's start with Linus. And we're going to go over him picking Pop! OS, of course, and everybody kind of dunking on him, including myself. I mean, I kind of did, so I do understand that he's playing I'm the general user, trying to dip my feet into it, even if you're like a gamer and so forth, and let's say you don't know where to start or things like that. What is recommended where, what a news site saying, and what is AI saying? It still is predominantly quite a bit going, hey, you should try Pop! OS. And it's like, no, it's in beta. Now, he's also very correct at going, it isn't stated anywhere. It's not stated on Pop! OS's website, which it should say their desktop environment is in beta. It isn't stated that it could be glitchy, have issues, and whatever else. I mean, it kind of hints at it in their release notes on things that are swapping over from GNOME into, their own cosmic stuff and so forth. But it really should be listed. Also, checking today, they're still on 2404, and those updates are going to end very soon. In 2604, they don't have that version out. What are they doing? Come on. Unless they're going to continue their own patches for what? I don't know. It's kind of like, what are you guys trying to do here? With that being said, though, Linus didn't just stick with Pop! OS. He tried using Bazite on his media PC, which apparently with the NVIDIA drivers and so forth blew up spectacularly. Bazite team has addressed that, but I've dealt with a good number of general consumers in my own business and things that I can definitely say this. A lot of people just don't read warnings. So when does it become, personal responsibility for paying attention to things and the developer, trying to let you know where things could go wrong? You really, at that point, have to give it to, come on, people should be reading through the things that are there, especially if it pops up in your face. But at least they addressed it where they, try to really pop it in your face to let people know, hey, this might not work properly with your hardware. Though maybe on older NVIDIA graphics it might work better. I don't know which card he's got inside his media PC at home. So they swapped on over to the Steam machine that they built with Radeon graphics, and that worked fine. It's great to see that the his remote he has for the Microsoft the IR receiver works directly from SteamOS, but that's probably because of something that's baked right into the kernel for the driver. So that's awesome. It's working so well for him with that. But his laptop, he didn't really talk too much about it. I mean, we saw it if you watch the WAN show, and talking about him installing Kubuntu in his laptop and running around when on vacation trying to get a webcam and a mic that would work on it. But that might also deal with his AMD AI Max chip he might be using with his laptop, with the 2404 version, that it wasn't working properly for that. That wasn't fully touched upon in the second Linux challenge video, but this is stuff I'm just noting from he had stated in the past. But at least it seems to overall be working for him, even if it took apparently all night for it to finally boot up to the desktop environment. The issue with Flatpak, I do not know why it's just not enabled by default in 2026, and I'm guessing the 2604 maybe doesn't have an enabled date. If it's enabled by default now, let us know in the comments below. But you don't have to go to the Flatpak website to enable it. Last I checked, you just go right into the Discover app, go into settings, check the repositories and things, and just enable it through there. And I think there's two things you gotta click on. You gotta like tell it to generically enable it, then have it fully enable the Flat Hub and set it as default if you want it for that. OBS screen capture I'm gonna cover in final thoughts because it's a little more nuanced than that, and it wasn't just him having problems with it. And in fact, I had a problem with it recently in Nobara, which is why I kind of know where to go to get it fully enabled properly. But with that out of the way, I mean, it seems to be working kind of decently for him overall. With that being said, let's move on to Elijah. Elijah is the gift that keeps on giving. I think the more and more I see of him, the more fun it is with everything that he does, and I definitely, you know, sub to your own channel now.
My Bazite adventure started a bit better than Linus.
And he brought up one major thing I forgot to talk about.
But if you remember in part 1, I mounted my SMB share. I was shocked at how easy it was to find.
In the first Linux challenge video, he's like, oh, let's see, checking out the network and things, and picking up, looking at my shares and being able to open everything up. And he's like, oh, look, that was easy. No, I'm sorry, Elijah. It is not that easy. So he delves quite a bit more into it in this video on the issues he's had and how he hasn't been able to really fully get this up and running. I knew about this for a while now, being a problem. When I first swapped over to Linux primarily, finally, on my main computer, I started with Bougie. I think Bougie is kind of like built off of GNOME environment, but isn't the GNOME environment. If you know exactly which one it is, just let me know in the description below. I don't remember it off the top of my head on what it kind of is, but for me, using it in there, and I think it's the Nautilus. It's either Nautilus or Nemo. I think maybe it's the Nemo file manager in there. And whatever packages they had installed, it did just work. And I was able to go into my NAS, just basically shortcut it all into the file browser, and I could drag all my files from the NAS, from the SMB share, into Davinci Resolve. Either for some reason they don't get all those packages fully installed on here, but it does not work like that on a KDE desktop environment. Not at all. For me, getting it all up and running, I had to do obviously my own research. In fact, that'll be my next video after this one right here that we're doing. Is going to be covering how to get it fully up and running, how you could see your network folders and so forth, and be able to use them to, say, drag and drop files and things into, like, say I want to take a video and I want to transcode into Handbrake. I could just do that, or just drag it into Davinci Resolve and just drop it in there. I could just do that. All of it I do literally without an issue, but there's a few extra steps to do this, and that is a little annoying. And that brings me up to the next part, which him talking about it being an immutable you know, operating system, which apparently it maybe is not. Chris Titus Tech covered this, I believe it was in his reaction video also to the Linus Tech Tip challenge and so forth. So to be perfectly frank, I'm looking forward to his covering on how you can modify things more under the surface and under the hood of you know, Bazite, so you can get more things done on it, but still keep it, you know, in its more secure kind of way, where you won't potentially damage the system, or something could damage the system unless you're going through what needs to be done to fully modify under the hood. So yeah, that is one I'm fully looking forward to seeing next from him. But yeah, for me, that would be getting fonts set up primarily in it, but I like it more open. So yeah, It's more nuanced with a Bazite, and need to see more things in the future on how you can do more to modify it overall, I guess you could say. Now, he said he was having some gaming issues with like hobby playtime and with the codecs and so forth for certain videos that play, and yeah, that is kind of annoying. In fact, I could bring up an example here. My wife likes to play packs a day, and the only video that I've seen from it is just the intro video, and on KDE it wouldn't work properly until recently. On Nobara now it seems to just generally work. I don't know, because of how it was set up before, it just wouldn't work, and now I guess I don't know if it's a Proton update itself or again the Proton GE for what is used over here that resolved it, but one of their updates did fix it now here, and apparently you still got to download it for third party on I guess Bazite and so forth to get it up and running right. Though that's the weird thing. If I was again on Bougie, or when my wife was on Bougie, it actually played without an issue with the video codecs, and as far as I know, Proton GE wasn't installed, but maybe it got installed with the general media codecs, but who knows? I don't know everything under the hood, but it would be nice if like Bazite and things would come with that specific thing to get those codecs working. But this is again, he had the an OBS capture issue that it just wouldn't do it, or didn't show the screen capture. As I said, I'll mention it in the final thoughts. No, you know what? I'll get into it right now. All right. So for the OBS capture, I'm gonna have to bring it up on my thingy. I have it in my documents, so give me a sec to jump on over there and find the one for it. Okay, so it is required from Pipewire. I'll just minimize that and bring it over here. To have certain things installed to have it able to capture the screen. And one of the, it was just like after swapping over to Linux kernel 7, or one of the minor revisions afterwards, that it was kiboshed for me. It completely disappeared, and this was the problem. It took me a while to research this and get it fully figured out, but I think it was this one that was primarily needed, was the XDG desktop portal WLR to get it working. Like one person posted on, it's like, oh, you need the XDG desktop, I think it was dash portal dash GNOME with it, but obviously I'm on KDE, I don't want the GNOME one. And in fact, I did try doing it fully through it the way that I was recommending, and nobody went, I'm not installing this. But it did get the portal WLR installed, and then afterwards inside of OBS, you go into, for not scenes but sources, you go to add, it should bring back the screen capture Pipewire, which was missing on my thing. And that's what would be needed for Linus as well, to get that capture going, and for probably Elijah, if that was the thing that was kind of missing. But yeah, hopefully that would be what was the missing thing to get it up and running. But this isn't an easy thing to find. That's the annoying thing, is it is not an easy thing to find. It's not stated, as far as I know, in OBS when you're looking at it through the Linux section, which would be nice for them to include it, or when you go in, I mean, where would it say in the program? Maybe pop in a warning in the program to be like, such and such is missing for it, but that would be up for the team for OBS, and you know, they do a lot as is, so I don't know if they'd get that up and running and add that to it. So it's kind of annoying, but I'm hoping this helps you find where to go. This will be listed in the description also for OBS albums, because yeah, this should be something that should be included as well in general, and maybe some of my videos. Especially if it goes missing again. I'll make a freaking dedicated video to it. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Elijah and working inside Davinci Resolve. I've made multiple videos, even spanning years back, on the free version of Davinci Resolve and it not having the capabilities for H.264, 5, and of course now AV1 in the free version to be able to be used. I mean, I was thinking, I thought that this newest version had generic hardware support, but I guess that's just for hardware acceleration for whatever you're doing inside Davinci Resolve, and it doesn't cover codecs, which is kind of like, it'd be nice to see that just getting included from now on. Come on, Blackmagic, let's move ahead with this. Let's do this. But yeah, it doesn't. And like he said, he tried Kden Live. I do not like Kden Live. I haven't tried it recently, but I do not like Kden Live. It is just something I just have no want to actually give this a try. It's just who I am. That's all there is to it. For my other issue with it is getting fonts installed, but I already covered that about Bazzite, and now I'm looking forward to seeing Chris Titus Tech's video on how to get under the hood with this kind of stuff. So maybe it wouldn't be quite a issue in the future once I understand the nuances kind of there. All right, this is something I just wanted to shoehorn real quickly into the Davinci Resolve part also for Elijah, and that you can, record in OBS, in ProRes also, and uncompressed audio. Now, it might not be conducive for you, especially since I know you want to keep your file sizes lower. I mean, you are running space on that NAS after all. And ProRes will blow it up. But, again, if you want to try the free version of Davinci Resolve, just take a project you're doing, convert everything quickly into like ProRes and or DNxHR from Handbrake, which now supports doing that, and give it a shot and give it a fair shake and all. I've done full edits inside Davinci Resolve. I actually have a two Focusrite audio devices that are having audio issues inside of Windows because, thank you Microsoft, hey, they're supposed to be fixing it, but we'll have to see when that update fully releases. And I put my Focusrite solo back on to do testing because I was literally sitting here with a client editing up his music video when I had to take the entire project and throw it onto Linux because yeah, the audio was cutting on out. So I wasn't doing any audio editing with any specific plugins or anything that was already done for his music, so I could easily do that. But it's just like, you can get deep into the weeds inside Davinci Resolve inside of Linux. It's actually fantastic and works great, and I absolutely love it. As long as I don't need to do audio plugins and things to do certain things with actors' voices and so forth. But the other thing he brought up is GIMP. And okay, I got kind of triggered there. I've used GIMP for quite a while now. I've literally used it with clients for making headshots and things and doing modifying editing and so forth, and I can get kind of under the hood with those kind of things. But I guess just for how he does things, it just wasn't working with his flow and he just couldn't figure it out. But I mean, you can whine about it all you want, but I have Affinity installed on here. Oh good, it's actually opening up where my cursor is. So yeah, here's a product that's considered more professional. You can get it fully installed or just use the app image to work with it. But yeah, here it is. Fully works for me. It's kind of annoying. Screenshot is this. Should I be afraid of this screenshot? Like the FTL thing. But yeah, it fully runs on here. I mean, it's not Adobe, and you're still gonna have a learning curve on it regardless, but it does work. it's a little annoying to update because you will have to use the their terminal command that I see to check for updates and things from what I've noticed. Maybe, I mean, maybe you could do it from here. I don't know. Yeah, you can check for updates, but I'm not sure it'll work. Okay, it says you're currently in the current version, but maybe you could try running it through the terminal just to double verify, but that's a little annoying. But you do have other options than GIMP. You also have Krita, which is considered more towards the artistic and so forth, even more so than GIMP itself. So branch out, try some more things. I mean, I know you're busy and all, especially with your live streams and everything else, but that is what it is. What can I say about Luke? I mean, honestly, he's quickly becoming the greatest of all time on Linux for LTT. He's working his butt off. He's trying to break things. He's trying new things, but he seems to be working pretty well on figuring things out on his own. But he's more catered towards a more advanced user, you could say. And you know, this is all going pretty great for him, and that's wonderful to say and all. I mean, that's great, good for him. Keep pushing through and you know, showing everyone else what can be done in the Linux environment on these future videos. And I look forward to seeing everything you've been pushing through and doing, especially the third one with the challenges, if there's anything that stumps him or anything else. My final thoughts overall for this, now we can kind of get into, is they're going through it pretty well, and it seems to be going kind of okay for them. That's nice to see, and it's nice for them to point out what's been working for them, what's not working for them, seeing what could be done by a generic person trying to kind of monkey around inside the operating system with a wrench and being like, what can I do here? And hopefully I don't break it. And if you break it, you know, what can be done about it? And showing others, it's like, hey, it's okay to push in here and see what you can do. And it's okay to break things and just push on through it, or try to push yourself through it and see what you can do to get yourself off of Windows. I mean, Windows isn't perfect either. Like I just mentioned about Focusrite and my audio issues I have in there, and it's just mutes and breaks the audio. Let's say go into the service, stop it, and reload it, and even then, it doesn't stay working. And that has to be patched on its own, and I'm sure that is annoying people as is, but nothing's perfect. Linux is still you could say, shoveling ahead to get a more accessible for the general user and for people to use. It's a great option outside of Windows for a lot of things now. And you see Linus is getting his way through it, and Elijah is doing things as well, though. Get off of Adobe. Work inside the Davinci Resolve just a little bit, please, Elijah. I know you're probably never going to see this video for things like that, but I think you would absolutely love it once you realize what you can do inside of it. So I'll probably throw in the background and corner myself and show you how the edit for this video has been going along and so forth, and everything that's been kind of done with it. I put on the back screen for the back screen. Put on the green screen for a reason, to be like, hey, look at all of this, it works. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing their tasks, what they have issues with. Maybe that's what I'll do for the third one then, is I'll see and replicate through the tasks that they're doing and what's stopping them, and see if I get stumped or can push through whatever is, you know, confusing them. We're all still waiting for kernel level anti-cheat games to get working kind of on here, but I think that might be more when the Steam machine comes out, maybe. So we'll see. And yeah, other than that, I look forward to seeing the third video, as I've pretty much said like several times already. But that's all I can really say for all of this, I guess. But like the video if you liked it. If you didn't, you know what to do. Any comments, questions, or suggestions, leave it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the content here, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you see when a new video drops. And I'll catch you all next time. Bye!